You know, whenever I feel lonely, one of my favorite songs to sing is "You Are Not Alone" by Michael Jackson. And you know, no matter how many times I sing the song, in reality, I'm still lonely. But hey, I don't have a problem with being lonely. See, I don't like being around a lot of people. You know, whenever I'm at events or when I'm out or something, you know, it's not like that all the time, but you know, when somebody says hi to me, I'll just be like, did you just really say hi to me? Hi. Nice to meet you. But, sometimes I might be in the mood. There are days where I'm, like, happy and I'm like, hey, I'm, like, in the mood, stuff like that. Somebody says hi to me. I'm like, well, howdy there, partner. How's it going? But, yeah, usually I just like staying in my room. I like staying in a box. I like being isolated. You know, that's what's in, bro. It's, like, really cool. And, uh, yeah, and then one thing I hate the most is when somebody comes up to me, right? We're having a conversation. It's like, hey, what's up? They ask me what my name is. And I'll be like, my name's Justice. And I'll be like, Justin? And it's like, no, it's justice. Like, you know, criminal justice, liberty of justice. And it's like, oh, that's a tight name, like poetic justice. I'm like, yeah, that too. And the one thing I do not like is whenever somebody asks me how old I am. It doesn't matter. When somebody asks me how old I am, right? Okay. They'll be like, how old are you? And I'll be like, 17. And I'll be like, dang, you look young. You look like you was 10. And I was like, that's a compliment. But the part another part that I don't like is when I tell them my age and they'll be like, dang, you look like you're 32. And I'm like, it's those hormones in the food, man. It's the hormones. I'm telling you. You gotta watch out for those hormones, man. But no, seriously, I don't think you should talk to me because, you know, I'm a jerk. I'm just a jerk, you know? I'm a jerk. I am a jerk. Another reason why you shouldn't talk to me is because I am an angry a-hole. Like, seriously, I get angry over the littlest things. Like, for example, in math class, my teacher would ask me to write the answers on the board for this question, right? Okay, for example, subtraction, borrowing. I hate borrowing. It's really annoying. I hate that. Right? And for example, what is 400 minus 564? And I write the answer down. I'm like confident, stuff like that. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna show this class what I'm all about. I'm a genius. I'm like Jimmy Neutron, girl genius version. Anyway, I write the answers down. And, you know, she'll just be like, that is not correct. And I'm like, yes, it is! It is correct! I don't get it! And it were word problems. I hate word problems. Like, okay, let's just say Jimmy had 5 pieces of candy and Margaret had 10 pieces of candy. How much more do they need to get to 20 or 40 pieces of candy? And it's just like, no, I'm not doing this. This is a waste of my time. And another reason why you shouldn't talk to me is because I'm stubborn. I'm just stubborn, okay? Like, for example, you tell me to do something, like, you'll be like, Justice, I think you should, you know, really get into this program. I think this is really good for you. And then I'll be like, no, I'm not going to be in a program with a bunch of weirdos. Sorry! Or, you know, somebody will be like, hey, Justice, I really think you should buy that. Like, it's like, no, I'm not buying that. I don't want to. No. Another reason why you shouldn't talk to me is because I'm just not a good listener. I'm not a good listener. Like, for example, I'm in a room with a couple of people, right? They're talking about their stuff. Like, you know, talking about stupid stuff, right? So I hop in. And I'm just like, hey, you remember that time where Billy said this and and Maggie was like hitting on him and stuff like that? Like, yeah. And then everybody else would just be like, what? Why is she even here? And I don't know why I do that. I do that. I interrupt people, but yet when I'm arguing with somebody or somebody's trying to argue with me, and then they're just like, just as you're mean, blah, 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 and I just be like, nobody ever listens to me ever. And I'm just like, and then a couple of minutes later, I'm just like, hey, I can't be talking. I don't listen to people either. And last but not least, drum roll, please. African drumming. Anyway, another reason why you shouldn't talk to me is just because I'm just weird. I'm just freaking weird. I'm just a weird hippie.